everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Michelle Petrillo here, and today I want to share with you one of my favorite holiday cookie recipes. It's always a big hit, so I make it every year. So I hope this is one that you'll all enjoy. First, I'm going to turn my oven to 350 so that it can preheat while I'm kind of mixing everything. Next, I'm going to take some of my dry ingredients. This is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. I'm going to give that a good mix because you want it all to be incorporated. And once that's mixed together, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cream my butter. So I'm going to take this up, 1 stick, or really it's a ½ cup of unsalted butter because I already put the salt into the dry ingredients. Get that out of there. There we go. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. 1 cup of regular sugar. And 1 cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to get that going and get that mixing. On a low setting here. And then once this is incorporated, which it takes it a little bit to kind of get combined together, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla and kind of blend that all together too. Now that my sugars, butter, and oil are all well combined, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my 2 eggs, 2 large eggs I would say, and my 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I love vanilla extract, it smells so good. Alright, and I'm going to give that a mix also. Make sure that's incorporated until it's nice and fluffy. I want it to be a good fluffy consistency. Now if you don't have a mixer like this, you can always use a hand mixer, or I've actually done this and I've just used the wooden spoon. Works just fine. It's just a little more labor intensive, I guess, but probably good for the muscles. So gonna let this mix for a little bit. Now that everything's nice and combined for the wet ingredients, I'm now going to take my dry ingredients and add them in. I always make a mess when I do this part. That's all right. Okay. Not too bad this time. Normally I do a lot worse with so I kind of spill things all over the place, but that's all right. What fun would it be if it wasn't a little bit messy? So I'm going to put that back in, and I'm going to give that a good mix. I'm going to start on low just because there's a lot of flour in there and it poofs up. Kind of get that well mixed together. You can kind of see the flour coming up as we're doing that. Speed it up a little. Make sure it's all kind of well combined. And the next part's my favorite part. I love adding the chocolate chips and mixing it all together, and then the fun sprinkles. The cool part about it is you can make these all year long and just switch up the colors. I have red and green for kind of the holidays, but you know, say you just want to do it on a random day and you know it's the middle of summer. You can use any color M&Ms, just switch it out, or any color sprinkles. Turn that off and just take a peek here. See how that's doing. All right, it's looking good. Make sure you get all the good stuff. I feel like I say that a lot. I guess because it's all good stuff when it's cooking. All the ingredients are essential. Now that we have our cookie dough formed, I'm actually going to add a ½ cup of, these are actually mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use whatever kind you like. I like the mini ones just because I think they're cute. Also, a half cup of sprinkles that I'm going to add in. Now with the sprinkles, make sure I get all that chocolate. I don't want to miss out on that. With the sprinkles, you can go with kind of whatever you like. I actually did a mixture because I had ordered these on Amazon. They're cute. There's little Christmas trees in them, and red and white. And then these are just little balls of like green, red, and white. So anything to just kind of add a bit of festive color. So I'm going to add those in too. And we're going to combine this to get it all mixed up. So these are going to make the cutest holiday cookies. As you can see, the batter is all well combined with all the different sprinkles and delicious chocolate chips. I've taken a large baking sheet and I've put a big piece of parchment paper on it. And now, I like to use a cookie scoop. You could use a regular spoon if you want to spoon these out. I just feel like it comes out a little more even doing it this way. So I'm gonna kind of a little scoop there. We're going to go down the line here, making sure they have a little bit of space in between, because if there's not enough space, they're going to smush together as they cook. All right, so I have all of my cookies lined up on my baking sheet now. Now that I've done this, you can see there's actually 33 cookies here, and I used a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop to kind of put these out. So it's pretty neat. It makes tons of cookies, which is great for the holidays, because then you can give them to your neighbors, you could give them to your friends. You know, if you're having an event, you have cookies, it's perfect. It's a win-win. So now that I have them all lined up, the next thing I like to do, and this is kind of the finishing touch before they go in the oven, is I've got some red and green M&Ms here for the holidays. Now, if you're doing this any other time of year, you could use regular M&Ms, you can use regular colored jimmies, or sprinkles, whichever you like to call them. But in this case, it's for the holidays that I'm making them, and I'm actually going to be delivering these to some of my neighbors a little later, dropping them off on their doorstep. So I'm going to do holiday ones today, and that's why I've got the red and green. So what I like to do is I like to take 4 M&Ms, and because they're holiday colors, I'm going to do 2 green and 2 red. I like it to be even. You can kind of do it whatever way you like. It's kind of almost in a cross shape here that I'm doing them. And I'm not gonna kind of film all of this because it'll take me a little while to put each one in, but once I finish doing this, I'm gonna pop these in the oven for about 8 minutes. Take a peek at them, make sure they're not burning, depending on the temperature of your oven and how it runs. For me, usually 8 minutes works pretty well, but I always keep an eye on them because I don't want them to burn. So I'm gonna finish doing this and then we'll pop them in the oven. So I just pulled the cookies from the oven. I let them cool on the baking sheets for about 2 minutes and then pulled them off so that they could complete cooling on these cooling racks here. So this is our finished cookie. I actually ended up baking them a little bit longer than 8 minutes. I did 10 minutes because I just wanted a little bit more of like a brown hint to the top of them, and they came out beautifully. So that's why it's important, always keep an eye on your cookies when they're in the oven, because you just never know, they can turn quick or burn quick, I would say. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe today. I hope it's something that you can share with your family and your friends during the holidays. And I hope you all have the happiest holidays and a happy new year. Here's to a better 2021 than the 2020 I'm sure most of us all had. To better times and to wellness and to happiness and to friends. So thank you for joining me today. Stay well, everyone.